Final match of this recording session. I'm playing with basically just trash against an opponent who at least has better trash. That's what it feels like to me. I immediately go sell one of these packs of steel balls, and at this point I have been yeeted out of the tournament, partially at least by bad luck. I can't blame all of it on bad luck, but I will blame some of it on bad luck. Some weird interactions with range on both hackers and Vulcans, and some other interactions where the opponent gets senior manufacturing twice and starts with a giant spec, of course. And at this point, I'm really just... I want to win one game at least, please. My opponent has Mustangs, and he has Marksmen, and I'm dropping Wasps, and I'm thinking, why am I throwing at the first round? However, things are looking a bit more up and up, because these Wasps are staying somewhat behind the Steel Balls. They have higher range than the Steel Balls, so they actually just clean house here. I was really surprised looking at how effective the Wasps and Steel Ball combo was. And it doesn't stop there, like the crawlers are also pretty fast. I guess I have aggro units, but of course I am playing standard. I will not have aggro nonsense in my channel here if I can help it. At least not on my side, unless the opponent aggros me first. Which means that I actually managed to clean this round up super nicely and super unexpectedly. These Wasps are close to leveling, but they didn't get to level, unfortunately. The Steel Balls, however, did actually level. Scorpion comes out, of course, to counter any level Steel Balls. Sledgehammer, I like sledges, but they are not really good when the opponent might just get a Scorpion or a Phoenix. Level 2 Sabertooth, nah. I go grab the Scorpion. It counters everything here except for the Phoenix. My opponent gets another Sabertooth out, and that is countered by the Scorpion. Though, at the very least right now, that Scorpion is not going to do much. Sabertooth actually does 10,000 damage. That is more than this Scorpion, but in a much lower radius. I think the Scorpion is the unit with the highest damage radius on the battlefield right now. 15 meters is hard to top. So my opponent has some more arc lights. Is this symmetrical? I think it is, but I'm not 100% sure. He definitely needed some additional chaff clear, because Mustangs, as I've said many times before, suck in the earlier rounds. Maybe as aggro they can be worth something, but otherwise they just suck. Similar to Steel Balls. The Scorpion does actually do nice damage, and the Steel Balls do the rest. And now level 2 Steel Balls are rolling in on my opponent once again, who is not any closer to really solving the chaff issue right now. And now he also has a Scorpion to worry about, which is unfortunately hitting a little too late to get this Arclight dead. My opponent gets the tower debuff first, but I will have a very good tower debuff as well, probably even better than my opponent. Don't think I need to show much. The Mustangs are moving in on the Scorpion, who just AoEs them. The Steel Balls and Crawlers are tanking for the Wasps and take down everything. The Wasps can now level as well. It's looking pretty good right now. Portable Shield comes out, which is actually super good on Steel Balls. Even subsidized Steel Balls in case I want to drop some more. Redeployment. But I don't think I have any units significantly out of position. My opponent sold the Sabertooth. It was not worth against the Scorpion. Instead, he now goes into a Wraith. In the same round, I drop some additional Scorpions because, well, might as well. I don't even remember why I dropped these. I think at this point I was just way too frustrated to really think. But technically they do decently into the sport. Except for the Wraiths, of course. The Wraiths are kinda... I have nothing to deal with these Wraiths other than the Wasps, and the Wasps aren't going to survive the Wraiths without tech levels. But they can definitely be working a lot. They can be working well against the Wraiths. Finally, my opponent has solved his chaff issue. Now he kinda has a bit of a DPS issue against these units, but it's definitely manageable. The Wasps, because these Wraiths do kind of independent targeting, will actually get taken down. before the tower debuff, and, well, I don't think I need to show much else. The Scorpion deleted the vast majority of everything that was here. Steel Boss literally rolling up the battlefield from behind. And then the Wraiths are going to clean up all my units. Once again, unfortunate, but it can't be helped right now. I need some actual anti-air. Just look at how long these Wraiths need to kill the Steel Boss. Round number 4. Missile Strike or Lightning Storm, even Underground Threat, definitely worth a thought, but I think it's not worth for me. I instead go for the Missile Strike because maybe I can just delete a pack of Mustangs, would be nice. What does my opponent do? I wanna say he goes for Absorption, but I'm not sure. Yeah, he goes for Absorption and puts it on one of these Wraiths, which is really good if they start leveling, and that Wraith is almost up to level 2. There wasn't much in the way of it being a level 2 Wraith now. Anyhow, I'm up against Wraiths and I know one thing. Everything my opponent has right now, with the exception of the Mustangs, is really bad into teched Wasps. I add anti-air spec, so now technically in the air they outrange the Wraiths, and they also do a lot of DPS against Wraiths. The missile here will take out these Mustangs, which should definitely help the Wasps. And it's looking kinda good on this side of the board. On this side, a lone Scorpion and 2 packs of Crawlers, I guess it's not a lone Scorpion then, are holding back a good amount of units as well. But it's not amazing. By no stretch of the imagination is that side amazing. I'm just stacking on this side. Well, I guess my opponent could have also chosen the shield, but he did see this as a better investment. The Mustangs get deleted, almost all of them. I should have aimed a little better. And the Wraiths are the first thing here. So, the Wasps are eating. And they are eating a lot. I guess the missile would have been nullified. Oh no, the shield is on the Steel Boss. Look at how quickly the Wasps dealt with the Wraiths. And even if he adds more techs on the Wraiths, I can add more techs on the Wasps and will manage to do this. Now this Scorpion is not invulnerable, but really tanky. It gets at least one more shot off. There's way too many Wasps for these marksmen to realistically kill. Steel Boss at level 3, literally rolling through. My opponent sees them rolling and he's hating them. Who knew that the Steel Boss could be this effective? EMP of different sizes, and also new coming out, also Barrier. My opponent goes for the Barrier, even though I actually think EMP would have been better this round because he could have easily disabled all of the techs on the Wasps. Instead, he thinks that it is better to counter these Wasps with anti-air fortress, which is one of the reasons why Wasps can absolutely suck. The EMP here will hit some units, but it will be stopped by this fortress shield from hitting everything. But at the same time, what am I really EMPing here? There isn't really much on the board to EMP. I'm not sure, but maybe this gets disabled. I think the fortress is protected by the shield, though. Anyhow, we will see. Does anything spectacular happen? I drop some tanks. I guess that is in an effort to keep the Wraiths occupied a little longer. This Wraith did get level 2 in this round, I think. So it is a lot more chunky and has a lot more DPS. This fortress did not get its missiles disabled. So now my Wasps are getting annihilated. Do they still have the DPS to kill this Wraith, which is healing? This Wraith I am not too worried about, but the other one? There will be even less Wasps now. Health is still going down somewhat, but it's getting kind of to the point where it's not going to be working after this missile strike. Yeah, I think there is no longer enough Wasps left to kill this Wraith, especially under the tower debuff, and that means my opponent pushes through with just a mass of damage. And suddenly I'm way down on HP.